Hey guys, how's it going? So in this video we're going to be talking about GameStop going bankrupt. But before we begin, I just want to say I hope everyone had a good weekend. I hope they enjoyed it. But anyways, let's continue. So short and just to get straight to the point, short term, no. GameStop is nowhere close to bankruptcy at all. They are very, very, very safe in my opinion. But again, this is my opinion only, and I have done so much research on this company, and I really don't believe short term they'll go bankrupt. 2-3 years down the road, if management can't turn around this company, then yes, they could go bankrupt. They could go out of existence. But right now, GameStop has more cash than they have debt, and I will prove that in this video. So if you're new to this video and you just came across my channel, I talk about the stock market, and if you don't like my voice and you never want to watch a video of mine again, I would appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button, because I'm trying to get my 100,000 subscribers, because I want to one day hold the placard that says I have 100,000 subscribers as a goal in life, a life goal. I'm not saying like this is a short-term goal. I'm saying this is a super long-term goal. I might get lucky, but that's my goal in life. Anyways, so okay. Oh no, I got this slide mixed up here. But okay, so GameStop is having earnings announced its first quarter fiscal 2020 earnings release date. I am going to call in. This is going to be my first conference call ever. I'm going to call in and I'm going to ask a question. So, you guys, if you guys are listening or you guys want to listen to the replay, they might say, Kevin Pham from Cyber 07. That would be hilarious if they said that. Kevin Pham from Cyber 07 has a question. An individual investor has a question. And my question is, thank you for taking my question. Does GameStop have any plans to get into the digital model like Steam or Stadia? With over 60 million membership, I'm sure you guys can be a contender in that space. I don't know, this is just my temporary template. You guys can comment down below and tell me what kind of questions I should ask, but I definitely will call in and I will ask a question, but there's a chance I might not get through the line. But I really hope I do get through the line, because I really, really want to ask a question. And I'm definitely going to be attending that meeting. Nothing is stopping me. And I'm very, very excited to attend that meeting. Very excited. Because I want to hope to put this idea in their mind that they will go out and they will build servers and attempt to get into the digital space similar to Sony and Microsoft. And maybe, because Sony and Microsoft owes GameStop big time, because GameStop's been advertising their brand in their stores a lot. So I'm hoping Microsoft and Sony helps out GameStop and let them be the hub that connects all gamers. So if you are a member of, this is my plan anyways, and I hope GameStop management gets this, they come across my channel. But I'm hoping that GameStop sets up and allows, talks to Microsoft and Sony, and set up some kind of deal where, let's say if you pay for GameStop membership, you can then link your membership to the PlayStation, and you can play with all the PlayStation people, or you can from the computer, or you can play with the Microsoft, or maybe connect all three, where you can be either on the consoles, or you can be on the PC, or you can be on the PlayStation 4, but you're all connected, and GameStop is that middleman that connects to PlayStation and Xbox players and the computer players. I'm hoping that Sony and Microsoft allows that, at least for certain games, not all games, but certain games. I hope so. And if that was the scenario, I think people would buy. I think if they can come out with a growth story, like a story where they will continue to be a leader and growth story in the future, I think investors will rush money back into GameStop, and GameStop's value will go up a lot higher. But GameStop needs a good storyline, a good turnaround story, a good growth story in order to be for the value to go up. So, this is the main reason why GameStop won't go bankrupt in the short term, is because they push their $414 million long-term debt into 2023. So they don't have to pay back $414 million interest payments until 2023 because they pushed it back. But they did increase the interest rate from 6.75% to 10%. So short term, GameStop's not going anywhere. Not until at least 2023, unless they push that back even further, which is a possibility. If GameStop cannot turn their business around by 2023, I would be, I'd be sad, I guess, because, I guess there's a lot there's a lot of people out there that don't like GameStop, so, but as an investor, I want them to turn the story around. I want them to become a leader and not to just go bankrupt. That's as an investor, because I am invested in this company. So let's look at their 10K annual report, which is on the investor relations. So let's look at their 10K. So this is their 10K right here. As we can see, they have $499.4 million of cash right now. But a year ago, they had $1.6 billion. I don't know where all that money went, but it went somewhere. And if we look at the account, so I guess they did reduce the account payables by a huge amount. So they paid off their account payables. They also pay off their current debt, which was $349 million. And then now they have $420 million of long-term debt. They have $499 million of cash. But if you look on Yahoo Finance, they say it's $1 billion. I think Yahoo just basically summed up these three numbers as one digit. So it makes it look like they have $1 billion of long-term debt, because operational lease is still a debt, but it's not really a debt, but it is kind of a debt. So, just saying. But, they still have more cash than actual debt. So, I mean, that to me, that makes no logic. And then their shareholder equity, like, they have no goodwill. And their shareholder equity is $611 million. And the company is worth $200 million right now. The biggest reason why GameStop stock is so cheap right now, just from a fundamental basis, is because the sentiment around GameStop is really, really bad. A lot of people are saying that GameStop's going to go bankrupt. I don't think GameStop's going to go bankrupt short term, simply from fundamentals. But if they continue down this path that they are and they fail to execute, eventually they will go away. Eventually GameStop will go bankrupt. Maybe 5 years down the road, maybe 10 years down the road. But the next year, they're not going to go bankrupt. 2 years down the road, probably not going to go bankrupt, simply because there's going to be a period of time where GameStop will experience some growth when the next generation consoles come out, because more people will be buying consoles and games and all that, and GameStop's going to benefit big time from that, because the consoles have not abandoned GameStops, because they include a disc drive in all their consoles. So it's not 100% official digital, but if we look down the road, yes, it's digital. That's why GameStop needs to get into a Steam-like service for investors to come back and push the stock price back up, because ultimately rich people control this market. So unless GameStop gives them a good story, big money is not going to push back into the stock. But right now, GameStop is undervalued. For a $230 million company, $260 million company, they are like, and the value is the shareholder equity is $611 million. That's, to me, that's undervalued. We'll see what the earnings for next report comes out, because I will definitely cover it. I can actually make multiple videos on it. And then if we look at the business model from a year-over-year perspective, so in 2017, they made a gross profit of $2.5 billion. Their sales and general administration, it was $2 billion, which led to an operational earnings of $439 million. Now, we look at 2018, their gross profit was $2.3 billion, but they had a huge amount of asset impairment charges, which led to goodwill impairment charges. They had a big goodwill impairment charge, so which led to them losing $702 million. But if we took away this impairment charge in 2018, they flipped the profit. But they had impairment charges, which led to an operational loss, which is, at the end of the day, kind of a tax write-off. And then in 2019, they were broke even in 2017. Their gross profit was 1.9, and their sales and administration was 1.922. So they lost a little bit of money, but they also had some goodwill write-downs and assets impairment, which led them to lose about $470 million. So from a business perspective, they're not really losing money. They are writing down goodwill, but right now their goodwill is completely vanished, because they basically written off all their goodwill. So they literally have no goodwill, because if we look at their goodwill, zero. Boom. No more goodwill. So if we move forward into 2020, there will be no more goodwill write down, and they will be profitable in a sense. To me, just fundamentally, the company is undervalued. Investor sentiment is extremely negative. They are not going bankrupt anytime soon. 5 years down the road, sure, they could go bankrupt if the company cannot turn the business around. So GameStop already announced their earnings, and because of the shutdown, they actually did lose some money. They lost about $47 million according to this report. They had a negative cash flow of $49 million. Cash flow from operations expect to be approximately negative $49 million, simply because of the virus shutdown, which is understandable. I mean, yeah, okay, they lost some money because of the shutdown, but I still think that once the business opens up regular again, they will probably make money again. But I'm thinking that next quarter is going to be better, and then once the pre-orders for the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox come out, I think that stock will shoot up. So let's talk about the Steam network. So the Steam network is going to be very expensive to set up, because you need to buy servers, and then you need to get someone to develop your interface and operations to set up a Steam. And then there's also people that can possibly hack your service, because Steam's been hacked, Microsoft's been hacked, Sony's been hacked. So there's a lot of problems going online, but unfortunately, I believe it's a necessary step forward for the company. They really need to get their Steam service, the somewhat like Stadia and Steam and Microsoft service, up and running. And if they can work with Microsoft and Sony, that would be awesome. I think Microsoft and Sony owes GameStop a huge gratitude because they've been doing a lot of advertisement for Sony and Microsoft. Because when you walk into a GameStop, you see Xbox, you see PlayStation, you see Nintendo. That is free advertisement when a customer walks into the store. They are consistently reminded of those brands. So GameStop should be the middleman that connects all the gamers together and built an ecosystem of gamers. And if they can do that, I think GameStop can be, the value can be like way higher than what it is right now, in my opinion. So GameStop might not do that. So at the end of the day, I'm not management. I would love to be management. I would love to be the CEO and try to attempt to switch the company to a more digital kind of style. That's what I would attempt to do if I was manager, if I was the CEO. But I'm not. And they're never going to hire me. But who knows? Maybe they will. I would work for like free, basically, because I just want the experience and the joy of growing a company into a big company. Hey, worst case scenario, I bring the company to bankruptcy faster than it is right now. That's the worst case scenario. But maybe I will turn it around and make it a better company. I have no idea. Who knows? But a lot of people say I'd probably bankrupt it because I'm an idiot. Yeah, okay, sure. I'm not going to argue with people how they think. I really don't care at the end of the day. I just want, as an investor, I want to see the stock price recover. But bad earnings could lead the stock down to $3. I think if it goes into the low $3, it's literally a no-brainer. Literally a no-brainer to pick it up because the company's not going to go bankrupt. And once the pre-order comes out for the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox 2, I think the stock will shoot back to at least $6. At least $6. And then you could double your money if you can manage to buy it at $3. So earnings might drop the stock, but that just creates an opportunity. I'm not selling. I thought about it. I thought I am underwater in my position, but I thought about it, and GameStop is just too undervalued to just consider selling, and I should be thinking about buying more when it dips in price after earnings, because I'm feeling it might dip to the $3 in earnings. I'm definitely going to like study the earnings, and it might change my mind to sell, but who knows? I don't think it will. Definitely keep you guys updated on this. So I've been watching a lot of video of Camelot 331. He has about 112 subscribers. He basically said that GameStop will go bankrupt. He's got inside information that GameStop will go bankrupt, and that's the biggest reason why a lot of investors came out. If I made a YouTube video in 2015 or 2016 and I said AMD is a screaming buy, AMD stock company will recover, Lisa Su's doing an awesome job, people would laugh at me. They're like, why are you buying into a bankrupt company? Why are you buying into a bankrupt company? Because there were so many articles on AMD back in the day saying AMD was going to go bankrupt. I said AMD's not going to go bankrupt. Now, where is AMD? They are sitting at $53. So if you bought back here, you would have been up 3,000%. 3,000%. That is insane amount of return on investment in a short 5-year time period. If GameStop can do some kind of Steam-like service, their stock could be worth $200 in the future because they have 50 million shares versus AMD that has, they had 65 million shares versus AMD that has a lot more shares than, right now. So GameStop could be a growth story if they diverge their story into a more like digital model. But again, that's my opinion. So, the GameStop not too long ago got their new CEO. Where did AMD CEO join? Right here in 2015. when the stock was at $1.80. Lisa Su switched with their current CEO, and the stock was at the very lowest. And then what happened? Boom, it recovered, and you could have made 3,000% on return on investment if you hold out for at least 5 years. But you know, that's just the reality of it. That's why I'm saying GameStop has so much potential. GameStop, well, at one point they were trying to sell their company, but they gave up because they couldn't get the price they wanted at. So, no, that's the reality of it. $267 million. I can easily see people wanting to buy it. There's a big reason why there is such a heavy amount of shares shorted. According to my research, these shorters are betting that GameStop's going bankrupt. That's why they are shorting That's why they are heavily shorting the company's stock. If the company can switch their business model, shorts will get squeezed, and this stock can easily go back to $10 to $12 in a very short amount of time. So the return on investment could be ridiculous if management can change their story around. Just change the story. There would be a short squeeze, I guarantee you. The PlayStation 5 is also going to get released this holiday season. They are going to announce a pre-order eventually, maybe sometime in July or August. And GameStop stock's going to skyrocket from when there is an announcement of when the Xbox and PlayStation 5 will get released this holiday. It will get released. It might get delayed. It absolutely might. But 5 days ago, Sony has confirmed that PlayStation 5 release is holiday 2020. So I think when that announcement comes up, the stock's going to shoot to $6, in my opinion. Now I'm going to end it up with research. I'm not done researching this company. This is going to be an ongoing research. I'm going to stay and research this company forever. But that's my game plan. But anyways, I hope, wow, 22 minutes. That is crazy. I didn't think this video would last 22 minutes. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found this informative. I've done so much research, and I will continue to do research. And if you guys are interested, subscribe, and you know, I will keep you guys updated. And I would also appreciate a thumbs up for this video. And I hope everyone has a great day. Bye.